In ancient Greek mythology, there were 12 gods: Zeus, Hera, Poseidon, Demeter, Athena, Apollo, Artemis, Ares, Hephaestus, Aphrodite, Hermes, and Hestia. These deities, called Olympians, resided on Mount Olympus, and though immortal, shared human-like characteristics and behaviors. Alongside them were the Titans, gigantic beings, and demigods, hybrids of gods and humans. But what if there is something far darker lurking within the Greek gods and other mythological beings? Perhaps one of the most famous stories from the Bible is the rebellion against God, led by Satan and his angels, who fought against Michael and his angels. In the end, Satan's forces were defeated and cast down to earth. These fallen angels craved worship as gods, and it is said that once on earth they achieved that goal, with humans venerating them and crafting idols in their likeness. This provoked God's anger, leading to the commandment, "Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make any graven image or likeness of anything in heaven, on earth, or in the waters beneath. You shall not bow down to them or serve them, for I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, visiting the sins of the fathers upon the children to the third and fourth generations of those who hate me." Striking similarities exist between fallen angels and Greek gods, as well as the deities of other cultures. One significant parallel is found in the Dead Sea Scrolls Book of Enoch, which expands on the identities of angels briefly mentioned in Genesis. The Book of Enoch describes their giant offspring, a chilling detail. According to this account, angels, called the Watchers, had children with human women, resulting in giant beings known as the Nephilim. This bears a striking resemblance to the origin of demigods in Greek mythology, where a god or goddess having a child with a human results in a demigod. Hercules is one of the most well-known demigods in Greek lore, born of Zeus, a god, and Alcmene, a mortal woman, making him a being of incredible strength. Similarly, the Nephilim possessed immense strength, though their size varied. For instance, Goliath, a biblical giant, stood at 9 feet tall, while earlier Nephilim were described as towering hundreds or even thousands of feet, akin to the Greek Titans. The Book of Enoch recounts how the women who bore Nephilim gave birth to giants measuring 3,000 ells in height, roughly 11,250 feet. The Greek Titans, though not measured in such terms, were also depicted as enormous beings. Atlas, for example, was known for holding up the heavens, indicating his massive size, while Cronus, leader of the Titans, was similarly portrayed as a colossal figure. These beings were not merely larger-than-life characters, but primordial forces. Another intriguing link is the location of divine or supernatural beings descending onto Earth. In the Book of Enoch, the Watchers came down to Mount Hermon, while in Greek mythology, the gods lived on Mount Olympus. This similarity invites the question, are the Greek gods in fact fallen angels? Regardless of one's beliefs, it's hard to ignore the overlapping narratives between Greek mythology and biblical literature, hinting at a possible shared origin. In both traditions, divine beings interact with humanity, often imparting forbidden knowledge. The Bible tells us that the fallen angels were cast out of heaven due to their desire to be gods, and after their fall, this ambition only grew stronger. Similarly, in Greek mythology, the gods frequently engaged with humans, offering wisdom, skills, and moral guidance. But which came first, Greek mythology or the Bible? Both were written around the same time, with Greek mythology slightly predating the Old Testament in its earliest recorded forms. Homer's epics, which include many mythological elements, were composed in the 8th century BCE, while the Old Testament texts were written between the 12th and 5th centuries BCE. Though the written traditions of Greek mythology predate the Old Testament, the oral traditions underlying both are harder to date. What stands out to me is how certain figures align when comparing these beliefs. If these stories are indeed connected, then Zeus, the chief Olympian god, could be likened to Satan, the leader of the fallen angels in the Bible, or to Samyaza, the leader of the Watchers in the Book of Enoch. What's particularly strange is that Zeus is known as the god of lightning, and in the Bible, when Satan fell, he is described as falling like lightning from heaven. This connection is intriguing, though not definitive, and raises the question, could these two systems of belief be more intertwined than we think?